Hey everyone, John Stenstrom here from Cast and Spear, where it's our goal to hopefully inspire you to catch your own food. This is the last video in the series where my buddies Brad and Moran are going to show you how to tune your flopper so you don't lose any fish. Let's dive in.
So this is a Voto shaft that I use down in Baja. It's a heavy gauge flopper. Works good for using on the reef, just a heavy duty bulletproof shaft. I have installed on it one of these little cones that Petros or any one of the guys down at Spear America can put on for you. At first I was a little skeptical about it, but I did notice a big difference in both the entry and exit wound on the fish. The idea behind the cone is as it slides through fish, it will sort of, not gently, but open the flesh up away from pin and the head and the shoulders of the flopper. So instead of these rough sort of sharp edges cutting a hole through the fish and potentially opening a bigger hole for you to tear out or pull out, it just gives you a nice clean entry and exit wound on that fish. So I mean, I think it's worth the extra few bucks to have it put on, if nothing else for placebo effect, but for purposes of tuning the shaft, it doesn't really matter.
I bet it would even help for like a long range shot.
A little more hydrodynamic.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably a lot of people out there, myself included, that have taken a shot on a pelagic and it's at distance and goes into the gill plate and then stops right
on the shoulder. Yeah, right on the shoulder of the flopper.
And falls right back out. That might
open
give
it up
you that
for you.
extra.
Yeah, grease the wheel a little bit. Yeah, so when you get your shaft, if it is an untuned shaft, you will notice that when you turn it over like that, it will flop loose, and then when you turn it right side up again, it will fall down. The reason that you don't want that is you do want it to be able to fall open nicely, but you want at the very end, you want it to sort of lock in place. So now you can see that flopper's not going anywhere. So that fish could be fighting around, could be banging on rocks, and that flopper is going to stay open even if it's pushed through the fish. If the edge of the fish is here, it's not going to fall flat, and then when it tugs again, comes sliding back out of the fish. So tuning will give you that flopper doing the right action. And the way that you do that is by using a ball peen hammer. So if you want to come in a little bit closer, you can see here that I've bent in the edge of that a little bit. So when it opens up, grabs on this like that. The tools that you use is a ball peen, and you'll just sort of gently work the sides back and forth, bending that flopper until you get it when you roll it slowly around, it doesn't fall back down, but it will still, when it's down like this, it will still open up a little bit. So if you imagine you shot the fish, or you've shot your gun, it's flying through the water like that, the water is keeping it tucked up tight, hits the fish, stays closed, exits the other side, and you want that to open like that, so when it pulls back, now you've got the little bit of pull on it. Another thing that I like to do on my shafts is if you come in close there, is I'll take a pair of pliers and I'll just bend the tiny little end just ever so slightly. So instead of going straight, it's clipped up a little bit. So for whatever reason, if it goes through the fish and doesn't automatically open a little bit, you have that little lip that hopefully will catch onto a piece of the fish and slide it open for you. So yeah, you just sort of gently tap on it, test, flip it over, tap, test until it gives you that action that you're looking for there. If you go over and it just sticks and you can't get it back down, or even worse, if you've bent it so much that it stays up like that, even when down it doesn't open like that, no big deal. Grab a flathead screwdriver, gently put it in there, twist it a little bit, open that metal back up. It's soft enough to where you can work with it and get it really right to the point where it's like that.
Okay, so
take your time. You don't have to really, beat on it too much. Just gently back and forth, and it may take you a few minutes, but it'll be worth it.
almost there.
So here he went a little bit too tight, so he's just using that flathead screwdriver to open it back up a little bit and retest it. I think you're on the right track. Just loosen it up a little bit. So what he's doing there is he's taking a look at where it's actually grabbing onto the shaft and rebending the spot that's grabbing a little bit too tight. Tightening the pin. As long as you get that halfway open, I mean, that's going to give you your grab on the fish when it slides back out.
Better than it was.
Looks good to me. If you wanted to keep fiddling with it a little bit, you could.
Yeah, pretty good actually.
Yeah, I like that. You've got it halfway open. It's going to catch the fish. It's going to catch on the flesh right there. Yeah, exactly. You're good to go. And it's going to hold. It's not flopping over. So if he goes bang, like if you go bangs it on a rock or something, bangs any part of the shaft on the rock, it's not going to shake closed again to slide back out. It's a pretty good job.
Well, hopefully you found this beneficial. If you did, definitely strike that like button. If you're just seeing this as the first video, make sure you check out the other 3 that we did that cover the basics of rigging. It's very beneficial, especially if you're just getting started in spearfishing. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below and I'll answer them. And subscribe so you see more videos in the future. Stay safe in the water, everyone. See ya.